brought to you by Kellogg's. Kellogg's cereals, the best to you each morning. From Kellogg's of Battle Creek. Now let's all play What's My Line?
And now, live from New York, let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, the delightful star of stage and television, Miss Arlene Francis.
And now a gentleman who leaves me tomorrow for Orlando, Florida, where he will perform Mr. Honecker's King David with the Florida Symphony Orchestra. However, tonight he's just plain old Marty Gabel.
On my left, the girl who spent the entire day phoning to Rome, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
And I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to buy the paper to find out.
I will.
And now I'd like to introduce a panelist who may not be able to say a word even to John Daly, because he's been racing from Madison Square Garden and he's been cheering himself hoarse at a playoff hockey game. I don't know where he's going next, but here he is now, Bennett, Cerf.
The Rangers won 5-4. Well, this coming week, I'm going to Michigan State and Northville and Skokie and finish up with all the beautiful junior league girls in Dayton, Ohio. And every one of them, I'm sure, is going to tell me how wonderful our panel moderator is, Mr. John Charles Daly.
Well, I think everybody is fully aware at this late hour in the day that this is April Fool's Day. We felt we ought to do something to make the panel find it memorable, so that I will tell the panel that you're going to have the joy of putting your blindfolds on initially. We have some interesting new tricks we're playing. Tonight we'll have two mystery guests, as a matter of fact. You'll meet a mystery guest immediately, and then you'll meet a mystery guest later on in the program. And we'll meet our first mystery guest. Well, now to depart from all the usual rules and have our first mystery guest tonight. The panel is blindfolded. Blindfolds all in place, panel?
Yes.
Yes, John.
Good. Will you enter a mystery challenger and sign in, please? All right, panel, you know the rules that apply in the case of a mystery challenger. One question at a time, moving clockwise, and let's begin with Dorothy Kilgallen.
That was a lot of applause. Are there more than one of you? What's that?
There's just one of me.
That's 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Are you prominent in the world of entertainment?
Yes. Miss Francis?
Are you prominent in the world of the theater?
I would think here to keep things in balance, we should properly say no here. This does not rule out the possibility that our guest is known in the theater, but when you say prominent, I'm assuming principally active, so we'll give you a no. That's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Gabel.
Are you a movie leading man?
I was. Our guest was, yes, Miss Kilgallen.
Are you very prominent because of recordings you have made? Yes!
Mr. Cerf?
Everything's funny.
Would you now be one of the people who has had more than one golden record that has sold more than 1 million records?
Yes. Miss Francis?
Have you appeared on television?
Yes. Mr. Gabel?
Is your principal occupation now making records?
Maybe. I think it would be hard to say here, Martin. There have been successful records, and more than one, and whether you would describe it as a principal occupation would be difficult, because you'd have to measure it against a good deal of other activity. Miss Kilgallen?
Have I sat at the same table with you within the last week or 10 days?
3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Was your latest record made by Verve?
Good night. How would you know that then?
No. No, that's 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francis.
Would you say you're more musically inclined than dramatically inclined?
Yes.
Well,
Gabel.
good.
I pass.
Miss Kilgallen?
Well, are you one of those marvelous Italian boy singers of whom there are so many?
I don't know yet.
No, I'm afraid not. 5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Are you also famous for delivering monologues?
He's famous for monosyllables, I can see that.
And being a toastmaster at banquets. Are you famous for that?
No, that's 6 down and 4 to go, Miss Francis.
Are you less famous as a singer than you are as something else?
Yes. Mr. Gabel?
Have you a television series?
No.
7 down and 3 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Are you married to someone in show business?
No.
8 down and 2 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Do you play an instrument besides singing?
Piano. I play the piano.
He can play, and
But, I mean, as part of your show. I didn't mean on the side.
no. As part of the program, no. That's 9 down and 1 to go, Miss Francis.
He is not singing, not playing an instrument. What could you hear on a record?
He does sing.
But he's not as well known for that.
We have no unexpressed thoughts here, though.
I'm sorry. Do you appear at clubs?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Gabel? Oh, well, we're getting 11 shots at this.
No, she got it right. Yes, that's that.
Oh. I'm so deep in darkest Africa. Are you appearing in a club in New York now?
Yes, I am.
Oh, good night.
Dorothy?
Is it Alan King?
No! That's 10 down and no more to go. Meet Chubby Checker. I thought that everything was revealed. That was great fun. Copacabana is.
Yes, well, Chubby, if you weren't at my table, you were sure near it.
I was. I saw
And
you
I enjoyed
there.
every minute of it.
Thanks for the
Are you going to twist your way off for us, Chubby?
Well, Chub, let me say that you've set us off with a very good foot on April Fool's Day. I didn't think we'd be able to do this to the panel, and I'm tickled to death. We fooled them right from the very beginning. You were great.
We never thought of dancing at all.
You never thought of dancing. I was waiting for somebody to say dancing, and I knew we were cooked, but happily nobody did. Thank you very much, Chub. Nice to have you with us on What's My Line. Well, that was a tough one, panel, but a lot of fun. Let's see what you can do with the second challenge. Will you enter and sign in, please? Charles P. Shrek Jr., right, sir? Mr. Shrek, where are you from?
Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Nice to have you with us. May I present our panel? Mr. Shrek, panel. Join me over here, please. You know how we keep score on What's My Line?
I do.
Fine, then we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, we will tell you that Mr. Schreck is salaried and deals in a product. And we'll begin the general questioning with Arlene Francis.
Mr. Schreck, is it a product that I could use?
Yes.
Is it a product that is consumed?
Yes.
Is the product eaten?
Yes.
Is it a product that is eaten at mealtime?
Possibly.
Well, you come from a part of the country where they're always advertising noodles. Do you have anything to do with the noodle family?
No.
1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Gabel.
Do you do your work, Mr. Schreck, in Lancaster, Pennsylvania?
Sometimes.
Are you a salesman?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Mr. Schreck, does this product have any meat in it?
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Schreck, I believe Lancaster's where all the hex signs are and a lot of the Amish folks live. Is that not so?
Yes.
Have you anything whatever, as your product, got anything whatever to do with the Amish people?
No.
4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francis.
Is it a product that might be served at cocktail time?
Possibly.
Is it a product that has some dough in it?
Yes.
Is it a product that is a bit twisty, like Chubby Checkers?
Yes.
Has it anything to do with the Pretzel family?
Yes.
Are you a maker of pretzels? Do you bend them?
Yes.
Well, I think we have to get it. It's a pretzel twister or bender. And actually, you work for a company that's been in this business for
I'm
over
employed
100
by
years.
the Lidditz Pretzel House.
And you had a 100th anniversary.
Yes, we're the oldest pretzel bakery in the United States.
The old,
You say a pencil house?
Pretzel House. Lidditz Pretzel House, yes.
It's over 100 years old. That's how long the pretzel has been a very
The
popular part
pretzels
of
I've had have been more than 100 years old. But not yours.
Well, I must say, do you do this by machine, or is this still
We twist all our pretzels by hand. They're hand rolled, hand twisted.
Can they be twisted by machine?
Most pretzels are twisted by machines. There are machines that do almost all the manufacturing, but we still do it the old way.
Still do it the old-fashioned way. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you for giving the panel some trouble. I wish we had puzzled them all together with a twisted pretzel, but we at least gave them a little bit of a twist of a time, I think. And thank you very much, Mr. Schreck, for being our guest. We'll meet tonight's mystery guest, second mystery guest, in just a moment. But first, here is a word from our... And now the second special feature on our program tonight, the appearance of our second mystery challenger, which requires, of course, that the panel be blindfolded. All blindfolds in place, panel?
Mm-hmm. Back on.
Good. Will you enter mystery challenger and sign in, please? All right, panel. Once again, the same rules apply. One question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise. And let's begin with Martin Gabel.
Are you in the movie field?
Yeah. I think I am.
Miss Kilgallen?
Are you associated with the color lavender?
No.
1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Are you in a picture that is... I didn't get that. Are you in a picture that is either playing in one of the big Broadway movie houses or is about to?
When you say playing or about to, would you give us some times?
Oh, opening within the next 3 weeks.
He gave himself an extra 2.
No, unfortunately, my picture's not opening for 3 weeks, no.
That's 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Francis.
Despite that unique sound, would you consider yourself a young leading woman?
I hope so.
That's a yes. Mr. Gabel?
Have you appeared on Broadway?
No.
That's 3 down and 7 to go, Miss
Are you a blonde?
No, I'm not.
4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Do you come, are you a member of a well-known theatrical family?
No.
That's 5 down and 5 to go, Miss Pretzel.
Are you an American?
No.
That's 6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Gabel.
Are you an Englishwoman?
I think so.
That's a yes, Miss Kilgallen.
Are you Joan Collins?
Yes.
How did you know?
Well, because Martin set it up for me. He said Englishwoman.
I see.
She the only English woman?
Well, I was thinking of her. It came into my head.
And the picture, which is to open in July, is Road to Hong Kong, which you made with Bob Hope and Bing Crosby last summer.
In England,
In
yes.
England. I was
Didn't get near Hong Kong, unfortunately.
Didn't get out. That was a little bit tough. But I would imagine, knowing both of these gentlemen, that this is work that is more fun than labor when you're making a picture with those two zanies.
Yes.
Huh?
It's fantastic. It's not like making a movie at all.
Well, we were in London when you made it last summer, and
Where were you? You didn't come in the set.
we didn't have a chance to. We were moving around too much. But every time we came to London, we'd hear a new story about what fun you were all having on the set.
Yes, but we managed to get some work done.
Miss Collins, may I ask something about that hairdo? Is that the latest thing?
Well, it's my latest thing. I don't know about anybody else.
Has it got a name? Do you have a name for it?
No, it's just the way I did it tonight. That's how it came out.
Rather spectacular.
We'd like to be able to do as much for you, Bennett, but unfortunately...
I don't think I've got the hair for it.
Thanks very much, Miss Joan, for being with us. I know with such a wonderful group of stars, it's going to be a picture that's a lot of fun, and we can use some fun these
Yes.
days. Much success. Nice to have you with us. We'll have another contestant after this word from our audience. And now let's meet another contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Lavinia Budge. Is that right? Is it Miss or Mrs.?
Miss.
Miss Budge, and where are you from?
Newark, New Jersey.
Newark, New Jersey.
Yes.
That makes you a neighbor. Here is Miss Burge, the panel, all of them neighbors of yours and all distinguished in their own right. Bennett, too. We get him a new hairdo, and he'll be the most distinguished member in the panel. Would you join me over here, please? Do you know how we keep score on What's My Line?
Yes, I do.
Fine, then we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right, panel, we can tell you that Miss Burge is salaried and deals in a product, and I think we ought to begin the general questioning with Bennett Cerf.
Miss Burge, is this a product that might be used by a member of this panel?
Yes.
Might it be used with equal opportunity by both the male and the female members of the panel?
No.
That's
Now-
1 down, 9 to go, Miss Francis.
Well, is it something that whoever uses it would use it indoors?
Occasionally.
Yes?
You could. Mhm.
Could.
You could.
Uh-huh. Does it ever touch the person, this product?
Yes.
Is it something that a girl would use?
Yes.
Is it anything in the apparel family whatsoever?
No.
That's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Gabel.
Well, then, am I to assume that when it touches the person, that's not the normal place for it to be? If it's not in the apparel family and it touches the person...
Is it still April
You never
1st?
wear a pancake, but you touch it.
No, I would say this, trying to be completely fair and at the same time...
I forgot what I asked, John.
You had a question as to whether in the touching of the person, this would be evidently a normal occurrence.
Yeah.
And I would say that if it were to touch the person, we would assume that there was a wish that it should do so, and therefore you could consider it a completely normal occurrence. I think that's a fair answer.
Thank you, John. Your prose is as ever polished, urbane, Worldly?
And ununderstandable.
We're even.
I take it I have a yes.
Yeah, you have it.
Is it something that is worn exclusively by women or used exclusively by women?
Yes.
Small conference. Now, when you say exclusively, you mean that it is a product which a man would never use under any circumstance.
A normal, manly fellow would never use it.
Well, I think with your permission, ma'am, I would not rule out the possibility that under certain circumstances it would be perfectly reasonable for a male to use it, but it is a product which fundamentally is used by the
Thank you,
guest.
Joan.
Sorry.
Is it an ornament of some kind?
No.
That's 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Would you say, Miss Burge, that a man in the theater or in one of the performing arts might be called upon to use this product?
Yes.
Is it something you would buy in a drugstore?
Yes.
Is it considered in the cosmetic family?
Yes.
Is it something that is applied from the neck up?
Yes.
You mean all over?
Not necessarily.
No, I'm just teasing, Dorothy.
All right. Would you say that I'm wearing it right now and Bennett isn't?
Well, wait a minute. We'd have to study this a bit. I would say that's... No, I'd say yes.
All right. Is it lipstick?
Yes. That is the
Something to do
product.
with lipstick?
Mm-hmm. Now, what does Miss Burge have to do with lipstick?
She models it.
No. That's 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Are you concerned somewhat, Miss Burge, in the manufacture of the lipstick?
Yes.
Are you the head of your own lipstickery?
No, I'm not.
Salary.
That's 5 down and 5 to go, Miss Francis.
Do you find out if it has 5 delicious flavors or tastes or tests the taste?
I think probably... Wait,
lipstick
I'm going to flip
taste
all the
test?
cards over to you. Tests is exactly the word we were looking for. This job fascinated me. You're with the Hazel Bishop Lanolin Plus Company, and test the lipstick for consistency, for taste, whether the color is right, test whether it'll break under X amount of pressure.
It will.
It will.
Whether it'll come off on fellows?
That's what
Well, I didn't ask. Do you test whether it comes off on fellers?
Occasionally.
Congratulations
John,
on
so we
such
can
an
see.
interesting job. That sounds like great work, I must say. That sounds like wonderful work. Well, thank you for being our guest. I think we gave the panel a rough time of it, and you helped make it a good April 1st for us, too.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nice to have you on once again. Now, good night, Miss Arlene Francis.
Good night, dear Mr. John. And good night, honey. You want to test my lipstick?
See you later, Arlene. Good night, sir.
Gonna
I'm
say good night to
blushing.
me?
Good night, Dorothy.
Good night,
She
Dorothy.
confused me.
Good night, Good night, Bennett.
I'd like to say a special good night to a lovely lady in Detroit, Mrs. Ida Rivers. And also good night to you, John Daly. And I hope they'll be talking about you in Michigan and Ohio. I'm sure they will in Illinois.
And if he's leading the conversation, I'll take the next train out of town, too. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us on What's My Line?
What's My Line is a CBS television network production in association with Mark Goodson and Bill Todman. This is Johnny Olson speaking. Your child's fitness today will determine his well-being tomorrow. President's Council on Youth Fitness urges you to lend your support to a physical activity program for all boys and girls in school.